Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2020 Jaguar F-Pace SVR. Up front is a 5.0 liter supercharged V8 and down below is an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this F-Pace for two reasons. First of all, I don't really drive many Jaguars on the channel and I'm always trying to bring you the most diverse content I can. But the second reason, let's be honest, the more important reason, is the fact that it is a supercharged V8 SUV and it is a very rare one. Now I cannot find true production numbers online, but I have very rarely seen these, if at all. So it's always fun to be driving something rare and driving something rare with a supercharger. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle, you can head on over to my website, zackpradle.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form, takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. But let's get back to that 5-liter supercharged V8 under the hood. Well, that's mainly the thing that makes the SVR so special. It makes about 550 horsepower, which I'm no mathematician, but that is not a small number. It is glorious and wonderful, and I hope that you enjoy it. Now, like I said, paired to it is an 8-speed automatic transmission. It's a ZF transmission, which ZF is their own manufacturer of transmission. They've worked closely with like BMW, the Challenger and Charger Hellcat vehicles. They are a premium transmission builder, and I trust them more than most other transmission builders. So very nice to see that here in the SVR. Last but not least, the SVRs all came with all-wheel drive. So how does it feel to actually drive a Jaguar F-Pace SVR? Well, it's very, very nice. At calm, collected, normal speeds, it's actually very average and somewhat unamusing. It's down for daily duty. However, if you want to crank it up, you absolutely can, and I love the double life that this vehicle lives. It can be a grocery getter, it can also be a performance car built to melt your friends' faces. It all depends on how you're feeling that day, and that is a wonderful, wonderful option to have. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, the SVR gets a completely digital gauge cluster. Off to the left is my speedometer, and off to the right is my tachometer, and I can mess with the gauge cluster as well. I'm showing that here on the video. I hope you're enjoying all the different features that you can add. I really like it. I think it looks good and functions very, very well. On the steering wheel on the left, we have those menu select items for the gauge cluster, as well as voice commands and phone options. And off to the right, we have our heated steering wheel and cruise control settings. This does also get the SVR badge down in the center, and it is a leather perforated steering wheel with paddle shifters around the back. Off to the left, I do have a climate control vent that says Jaguar on it, as well as our tailgate release, LIM, and gauge dimmer switch. Moving up on top of the door, we have our power mirrors and power window options. I really don't like that Range Rover / Jaguar does this. I don't like the placement of it, very unnatural. But down below, we do have a speaker surrounding the door handle and 3 memory seats along with our lock and unlock. Moving into the center, we have 2 climate control vents, again, say Jaguar on them. And then we have our infotainment system. Now, personally, this infotainment does feel slightly dated. However, there was a facelift later on in 2021 for this vehicle, and I don't know if they changed this or not, but this infotainment system feels a little bit dated. A couple of things I do like: you do get a backup camera that you can just toggle without putting into reverse. I like that little feature, but the SVR gets this added page all the way off to the right to do a couple of things. First of all, you can fine-tune the car and adjust the steering, engine, gear shift, and suspension. You can also access a stopwatch and do a lap timer. You can look at your G's, which is really cool. And you can look at your throttle versus braking, which is very, very cool as well. So you do get some really cool performance pages for the SVR, and I love seeing that. It makes me feel like I am in something special, because I am. Down below that, we have our climate control options. I get dual zone, and this little seat icon will bring up the screen for the heated and ventilated seats. So those are run through the screen, but there is a physical button to toggle them. I don't love that, but it's fine. And then we have our start-stop button and the volume awesome knob. Then we have our shifter out in the middle of nowhere here in the center. I really like the look of it. I enjoy the feeling of it. It operates fine, and I don't really have any qualms about it. But then we do have some buttons down below. So we have the automatic start-stop on and off button. Love the fact that they give you this. And we have our drive mode. So you use these two arrows to select your drive modes, but we have dynamic, comfort, eco, and ADSR, which is basically for off-road. But of course, driving an SVR, you gotta leave it in dynamic mode. Then we do have our exhaust switch and our ASPC button. The exhaust mode will always stay open. This will make it louder or quieter when the light is on. Power parking brake and our cup holders off to the right. So we will do a big friggin' bottle test, and of course it fails. Even how cool and loud and obnoxious and wonderful this vehicle is, it unfortunately fails. Then we have a center console, two USB A's, and a 12-volt outlet found in there. And then we got to talk about the seats. Now, the seats are special for the SVR. They get this really cool pattern to them, but beyond that, they're not anything else that's special. But they really do hold you in. These are very, very sporty seats, and this is one part of the car that is going to feel more sporty than grocery getter. Now, of course, the engine feels sporty, the suspension feels sporty, but driving around day to day, if you really need that cushy, comfy seat, the SVR is not going to give that to you. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2020 Jaguar F-Pace SVR, and a couple of things to note. First of all, the seats are a little bit hard. They're not super plush and comfortable like I would expect out of a vehicle from this price range, but then again, that wasn't really the goal or target of the SVR package. This is supposed to be a hardcore, sporty SUV, and these seats most certainly reinforce that idea. In the center here, I do have two cup holders that pop out. I get these nice Jaguar badges in the seats themselves. I get two 5-volt USB chargers. I get heated seats and a 12-volt cigarette lighter style charger as well, or outlet actually. But other than that, not anything crazy. I'm 5'11", not a small guy, and I fit in here pretty well, even with sunglasses on my head. So pretty good stuff, honestly, from the SVR. But let's hop out. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. So as we open it up here, you can tell that this is Nikesh's daily driver. He's got daily driver stuff back here, and as you can see, it fits pretty properly. It's fine. It's not overwhelming or underwhelming, but it works as a trunk. There's a couple of sport SUVs, I won't name names, that have terrible trunks, and so this actually doesn't. It's very usable. You're going to be able to take it to the store, take it to the market, take it to school, whatever you need to do. Absolutely love seeing that. Now we got to talk about the looks, and I really do love the look of the F-Pace SVR. I really, really enjoy looking at it. It does get special wheels. You can notice those bigger brakes. Just the stance of it, the aggression of it, you know, this is very, very special and unique, and I really, really love the feeling of that. Looking at this car sort of conjures a feeling of emotion, and not all cars do that. I actually right now this week have a Chevy Equinox press car, and it evokes no emotion at all, which is the worst case in the world. At least make me angry, but that car is a useless blob. This feels like Batman on 4 wheels, and I love that feeling and look with the SVR F-Pace. However, with all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving a 2020 Jaguar F-Pace SVR? Well, I really enjoyed my experience with it. It sounds wonderful and glorious. What made me want to review this car so badly was actually I was at a bachelor party with the owner. We're close friends, and we were headed out to go drive remote control cars, and he was one of the people that drove us there, and he just gave it a little rev outside our Airbnb, and this sold me. Take a look at this video.
Just a little rev.
Yeah. How can you not absolutely fall in love with this vehicle right off the bat? And this has been quite the love story in my time with the F-Pace SVR. However, like most love stories, unfortunately, it does have to come to an end because there is one big issue with this car: the reliability. It is not good. Now, the owner, Nikesh, has had actually decent luck with it as of now. The only major fix it's needed has been one of the radiators went bad, and so they had to replace a radiator. In 31,000 miles, not great. not loving that. But he has a 100,000 mile warranty on this car, and he is going to drive it 99,998 miles and then sell it. Because the longevity of these cars is just not it. It's not only the engine, and the superchargers can sometimes have issues, but it's the materials in here, the way that they're built, the electronics. Much like Range Rovers new, these don't really hold up all that well. So buying one secondhand, buying one used without a warranty, I want to give you extreme caution of purchasing one of these. But for the time being, when it does work, and when it's not in the shop, it's an absolutely blissful experience. So I cannot promise you or guarantee you anything in this life, but I can tell you that the drive to and from the maintenance center might be one of the best drives you ever have. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Nikesh for letting me take out his Jaguar F-Pace SVR. Nikesh is a very close friend of mine. He's absolutely wonderful. I was so thankful we were able to put this video together. He is leaving for Denver. By the time you see this video, he'll be living in another state. And so I wish him all the best in the world. Nikesh, I love you, buddy. And I hope to visit you out in the Rocky Mountain State very, very soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.